You know what the problem is, Ms. Ritten? Is that when it comes to the complainant, you are prepared to give very sympathetic, long-winded explanation for what she says, but you don't do that when you interpret what the respondent does. And that's what I was asking you at the beginning, that as an expert, you are not here as an advocate for complainants. You are here to interpret, give objective expert evidence. But I'm putting it to you that when it comes to her statements, you give them a sympathetic interpretation, but you don't do the same when interpreting what the respondent says. It's quite blunt, actually. You inappropriate, church elder. You're quite very daring. And that's what I'm putting to you, that you are sympathetic to a party. This is not ambiguous, this statement. This is not a child talking to a father.
No, and that's my point is that her conduct does become ambiguous. It is this point that at times she doesn't say anything, then she does engage, then she is evasive. The respondent is pretty clear about what he wants.
It's fine, I'm going to put this bluntly. Let me put this.
What he wants.
She is telling him, I want you to desire so that when we have sex, you have energy and desire. This child says so.
Exactly. And she says so.
Never says, the complainant never says she wants sex. The question must just be rephrased.
Yeah.
She understands.
She understands what
she
I'm
has
saying.
the words in front of her.
Yeah.
She should just answer the question.
I'm saying she's not ambiguous. And she's asking for that, I want you to have energy when you come to me. And I'm not asking you to abandon your complainant. I'm saying let's be honest about interpreting statements and not be sympathetic to anyone. I'm saying this statement.
I agree with you, and it's one I've highlighted.
Yes, I'm putting it to you that this statement is not consistent with your description of the complainant in this conversation. No child says this to a father. Not that I know.
I think this is the point I was trying to make to you about her dilemma. She sits within a position where she works with somebody, where he is also approaching her sexually, and where she also needs to have respect for him as this father figure. There are times when she responds differently from different positions. This is one where she's clearly focusing, where she's clearly responding from male to female or man to woman.
I'll tell you the danger with what you're doing. Is that you are giving a generalized interpretation which is sympathetic. And this is the deficiency in your testimony. Because you did not speak to her. You are imposing your own, as I said, idiosyncrasies, your own generalizations, and your own inclinations in these issues. Had you spoken to her, is it not possible that she would have been blunt and tell you that's what she wanted?
That may have been the case. As you say, I didn't speak to her, so I don't know.
Yes.
That may have been the case. As you say, I didn't speak to her, so I don't know.
Yes.
Mrs. Vettel, is there any ambiguity in this statement?
No, there is no ambiguity. Her responses are ambiguous. What I'm trying to perhaps have put that sufficiently clearly is that when you look at the context of times where she is saying no, 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 and then she gives a response like that, that's where the ambiguity comes in.
But why do you bring the other things when we look at this specific statement, which stands on its own, written in partly in Xhosa, partly in plain, simple